Hi everybody, Professor Snart checking in. In this case, just my audio, but we'll do a little screen capture of some of what's going on in our course right now. So just clicking into the due dates to make sure we're on track. We've just finished up Unit 2 on Thursday, and now we have a fairly quick turnaround in Unit 3 for Monday. Although the writing requirements really aren't too heavy yet, so that quick turnaround now allows us a lot more time, or a little bit more time, I guess I should say, for some of the more writing intensive units that we'll be doing coming up sooner rather than later. Again, our 8-week format sort of compresses everything. So just be aware always of those due dates, what's coming up immediately, but also kind of how things are spaced down the road there. And then I will click us into Unit 3 here to see what's up. So Unit 3 has us getting acquainted with, and for those of you who may have popped in here earlier, you'll notice a new video that's in. It kind of repeats what the material that is down below it, but in a little more dynamic and interesting form. So hopefully you'll watch the video as well. So the concept or the premise that we're covering here is one of the, I think, maybe most important kind of foundational principles that we can learn in composition, especially for the kind of writing that we're doing, which is college level academic, argumentative, or interpretive writing. So you provide a thesis, topic sentences, proof in the form of quotation, that kind of essay. So the idea here is how to manage the relatively general and the relatively specific. And I like this little stick figure example. And I'll let the essay and the rest of the material in the unit do the explaining here. I won't rehash it here. But it's one of those basic concepts that is fairly easy to look at kind of in theory or like in a video or on paper here. But it's actually a lot more challenging to put into practice when you're doing your own writing. That being said, though, one of the things that I really want you to focus on is not just doing kind of this stuff for this unit and then forgetting about it as we move forward, but really thinking when we're doing like the writing for this unit, but of course the essays as well, the main kind of writing that we do for the course. Think about how those essays are your opportunity to show me that you get a concept like this and can now apply it. So that's really one of the main things I'm looking for in your essays, is the application of the concept that we're covering in this unit here. So anyway, like I said, there's the video, there's the various, visual and text material that you can look through. It's kind of a lot of stuff to look at, but it reiterates the same point in a number of different ways. So you'll kind of see how it's the same idea presented, in multiple versions. So hopefully, if not all of them click for you, then at least some of them will click, or the more obvious ones will help the less obvious ones to really pop for you. And then the main thing we have, in addition to some of those basic quizzes that I've just scrolled past, is the paragraph assignment. So again, a very limited in scope kind of writing assignment. Is just a single paragraph, but there's a lot of requirements or basics here that I'm looking for. So again, really think of this paragraph as your opportunity to show me that you're getting the concepts that we're talking about. So it's basic stuff like the shape of the paragraph, which is the concept, that I just talked about. Things like this, do not use the I voice. Again, I think there's a good explanation of why I'm making that suggestion or requirement here. It just kind of gets in the way. It doesn't mean we're not interested in your interpretation or your idea. It just means we don't need to be told it's yours because you're already writing it. We know it's yours. So be sure you read this stuff carefully, and this is a perfect example of a unit where the major writing assignment or the major requirement for the unit is down here at the bottom in the paragraph assignment. But the last thing you'd want to do is get into the unit and then just start scrolling through all this stuff without actually watching it, reading it, looking at it, rereading it maybe, piecing it together for yourself, and then just starting on the assignment. that totally defeats the purpose of the assignment being your opportunity to show me that you understand the concepts that were introduced in the unit itself. So you might feel like it's working more efficiently or more quickly to get right to the writing assignment, but ultimately you'll either A, do it wrong and get a poor grade, or B, realize that you then have to go backwards and kind of look for these ideas throughout the unit, so it ends up actually taking you longer than it would have in the first place. So again, I'll reiterate how important it is to read carefully, follow all the directions, and be sure you're fulfilling the requirements for every exercise that we're doing in the class, whether it's a full-blown essay, a small paragraph like this, or basic discussion board type of things. Alrighty? So hopefully everything's been fairly clear and transparent and accessible for you here. If it hasn't, if you're having concerns or questions or problems, by all means be in touch with me. And otherwise, I will see you or at least talk with everybody pretty soon.